To remove the fan shroud, you will first need to remove the air intake system that runs from the airbox, blue arrow, through the tube that connects to the throttle body, red arrow. To remove it, begin by removing the left side engine panel along with the front panel. Use a trim removal tool and gently pry up the center of the push-pull pins, blue arrow, then pry the pins up from the base. Do this for all of the pins on the panels you are removing and remove the panels. The front panel needs to be lifted out from the clips underneath. You just lift it straight up. With the panels removed, you can access the airbox lid, blue arrow, the MAF, green arrow, and the tube where it joins to the throttle body, red arrow. We're going to remove the complete system to give us more room to work. Lift the front engine trim panel straight up and off of the front of the engine, red arrow. Use a small flathead screwdriver and pull back on the tab on the electrical connection of the MAF, red arrow. Squeeze down on the tab and separate the connection. Release the two clips on the top of the airbox lid, red arrows, and pull the lid slightly away from the airbox. Use a flathead screwdriver and loosen the clamp on the tube that connects it with the throttle body indicated by the red arrow. Slide the tube back and off of the throttle body, red arrow. You can now lift the tube, MAF, and airbox lid out from the vehicle. With the air intake system removed, you can access the fan shroud, red arrow. There is a coolant overflow hose on the left side, red arrow. If you remove it here, coolant will drain out until it gets to this level. I like to remove it from the other side and lift it up to keep the coolant loss to a minimum. Use a T30 Torx and remove the two screws holding the overflow line to the shroud, red arrow, one shown. Use a set of hose clamp pliers and remove the clamp from the overflow hose, red arrow, on the right side. Use a pick to release the connection and separate the lines. Place the overflow line above the height of the radiator to stop coolant loss. Slide out the tab on the fan electrical connection, red arrow, press down on the tab and separate the connection. Follow the wiring harness and release the clips holding it to the shroud, red arrows. Set the coolant line up to contain coolant loss, blue arrow. Move the fan wiring harness out of the way, red arrow. The front coolant hose is attached to the shroud in two places indicated by the arrows. Use a T30 Torx and remove the single screw on each bracket, red arrow. These metal brackets are very soft and can be gently bent out of the way to remove the shroud. The shroud sits in two grooves on each side, red arrows. Press in on the top clip mounted to the radiator side and gently lift the shroud out. Work the shroud gently around the top left coolant line and remove it from the vehicle. Installation is the reverse of removal. Make sure to top up any coolant loss. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.